matters, because some customers of Menzgold Company are said to be demanding their initial investment as they are not satisfied with explanations given so far by the gold dealership firm. This is because the firm, which opened for business today, is now saying that they cannot honor all requests due to the current tussle with the regulators and restrictions on its business. The aggrieved customers who have thronged East Legon and Jolu branches of Menzgold have rejected the responses coming from the company. Nancy Emefa Jwadosi joins me live from East Legon. Nancy, what's happening there?
Hi, Gifty.
Take it away, Nancy.
All right, so Gifty, we have been here since 8 a.m. When we got here earlier in the day, there were hundreds of persons were gathered in the premises of Menzgold, obviously for one reason, to come for their dividend that is owed them. Now, when we got here, some of them were really a little frustrated because they were told earlier around 7:30 that the manager was supposed to come out to speak to them, but most of them waited and they were tired of waiting for the manager. But later he came out around 10:30, around 10:30, 10:45. He came to announce that, you know, there were so many people gathered there and they could not serve everybody with their dividends. So what they've done is that they've drawn a schedule. So you look at your maturity date. Every customer of Menzgold has a maturity date. So you check your maturity date and the corresponding date for collection. Then you come to your various branches, you go to your various branches and then take those monies. And so today, they were serving just those who are due to collect their monies, those who had their dividends or their monies due them, their maturity date around 5th of August to 11th of August. They are receiving their monies today. So basically, that is what has been transpiring during the day. But just some few hours ago, around 1:30, you know, they promised to open and start giving the monies out at 1 p.m. Now, when it was 1:30, they came out with some blue sheets, you know, shared it for those who were around. And it was a little struggle to take those money from the staff who were sharing it. But finally, majority of them got to take this money, to take the sheets, the blue sheet, to go in for their monies. There was a very long queue. But there's something that sparked confusion earlier around 2 p.m. Some group came together here. They were disappointed because they didn't know that they wouldn't be receiving their dividend today. They were really disappointed when they came to know that they have to travel, you know, several miles just to come here and be told that they cannot have their dividend today because this is not who were interacting with me off air told me that, you know, they were not told that you don't, if something happens to the company, if they go to a court case, if they go to a court, you will not be paid your dividend. And so they just feel that it's unfair. In fact, there was this woman who actually threatened to sue them because according to her, they were not promised that in the contract in which they signed, that was not part of the agreement. The agreement was that they were going to be, you know, if you want to come for your principal, you will pay 25%. But when you come here and you're coming for your dividend, they're supposed to give it to you. But this is the case. They're saying that to 20th September, they cannot take their dividends. Why? Because they say that business was closed, and so they cannot take their dividend. But for those who can now, from now going, they can now come for their dividend. So basically, that is what has been going on. The concern basically is about the principles that they want to be giving, and they have not been able to receive those principles, and that is what is affecting majority of them. One woman came, says she's ready to pick a principal, and they are denying her the access. Why? Because the reason they're giving her is that the matter is now in court. So until the court decides, that means that their monies are locked in. And the one woman raised that, so what happens if the court case goes beyond a year and goes beyond a year and two? Would that mean that their monies, their principal especially, is going to be locked here for a long time? So basically, the concerns have been many. But I can say that within this 30 minutes, I have seen a gentleman who has been paid his money. He was excited. He spoke to me. He said, "Oh, his dividend has been given him," and so there's no cause for alarm. So I hear that the groups are going intense, and so basically everyone else is being served Gifty.
All right, Nancy. Well, if you can hear me, so there's an issue about the dividends and the principal. The Menzgold is saying that you will not get your principal until the case in court is determined, but there are people who are getting their dividends, even though not all of them are getting. Some people are getting their dividends. That's a fact established, and correct me if I'm wrong. But then, how have the customers responded, especially those who are not getting the dividends, not the principal, because they've indicated that you get the principal until after the court's case. But for those who are not getting their dividends as of now, because we just got a peek into the premises, and we saw a lot of people there, Nancy. Those who have not received their dividends, what is it that they're saying? And we've seen a list on the door of Menzgold. What's on that list and why?
All right. So with my interactions with them, obviously off camera, because they didn't want to have anything recorded, they were frustrated because a lady said she is supposed to be paid, last week, and she decided to come today, but they're telling her to come, I think she said on the 2nd of October or something like that, and she's not really particularly happy. She thought that, at least they should have been communicated to them that, it is now going to be scheduled based on the date of maturity. And so she has come here. She's still inside. She said she's not moving until she's being paid her money. There's another woman who is also inside who is saying that, in fact, she has had enough. She wants to come for her principal. They are saying they're not going to give it to her. In fact, she told the other people standing here that she was going to sue them for emotional stress because they've put her to a lot of stress. So basically, the concerns here have been mainly been between the dividend payment and also the payment of the principal, which they say won't be given to them now, now that the matter is in court. But what you see on the wall, which is the white sheet, it's actually the schedule. So when you come here, the first thing they tell you is that go to the sheets you see up there, check the date of maturity and the corresponding dates for collection. So if you are due next week, then you would have to come back next week for your money. So those who are there, we want to believe majority of those inside are those whose dividends are due for collection today. That is why they are all gathered here. But I know that there are some people who are also inside just waiting to take their principal because they said they've had enough. They cannot wait anymore because, if you want to tell them that they have to wait until a court decides the matter, they wouldn't know when the court case will even end. And so they just want to take their money. So there's a mixture of people who are inside, those whose dates are due, and those who are basically just waiting to hear something good from Menzgold.
Well, Nancy, finally, how has their interaction with persons from the media been so far? Earlier, when we started reporting on this, they were attacking persons who were, a staff of Menzgold were attacking persons like yourself who are just doing their jobs. How has that been today?
Well, Gifty, frankly speaking, earlier when we got here, it was a little tense. So I, for instance, had to come here without a microphone, nothing, just to observe what was happening. But later, the media houses kept coming. So we had about, 7, 8 media houses here. So obviously they felt that they were a little overpowered, they could do nothing. And they realized that, there was a little frustration. And so they decided to speak to the media. So a lot of them were coming out to speak to the media, to tell them some of their frustrations. And some of them also decided to speak to the media about the fact that they have confidence in the system. So today has been fine, except for a few incidents where people will be shouting at us. For instance, just a few minutes ago, before we came on air, a group started shouting at us and calling us names as to why we've decided to come and cover what is going on. But today, I must say that it's been better. The security men have also dealt with everything okay. Today, I've been able to enter the premises. The other time I came here, you will not even be allowed to enter into the reception. But today, everything, I must say, is on point.
Certainly, and I can see that you're standing right in front of the premises with your flagged microphone, and I haven't seen that they've turned you away yet, which is what a civilized society should actually look like. Nancy, thank you very much for that update. We'll come to you as and when. Nancy Emefa Dradosi there, joining us all the way from East Legon, one of the offices of Menzgold.